Okay, so this is lesson 3. We're talking about how to create different types of argument. Now that you know what a clear argument is, the next step is learning how to actually build one. And here, we're focusing mostly on the kind of language you need to do that well. There isn't just one way to build an argument. There are several ways you can do it. Which one you choose really depends on the ideas that come to you when you start planning your essay. So it's not something you can decide ahead of time. That's because your argument is shaped by your ideas. And once you know what your argument is, then you can choose the language to express it. You can't go the other way around. You can't start with the language first and then force an idea into it. That's why using a fixed structure or template often doesn't work. Now, the first type of argument we're looking at is when you add information. This is when you give several reasons that all support the same conclusion. Think of it like building a case by stacking up reasons one after the other, like adding pieces to a puzzle. In fact, when I'm planning, I use a plus sign, plus, to show this kind of argument, because you're literally adding reasons together. You'll often use words like firstly, secondly, in addition, also, similarly, and so on. These words help your reader follow your logic step by step. Here's an example. Let's say we're explaining why governments collect taxes. You might write something like this. There are several reasons why the government collects taxes. Firstly, the money is used to build new roads and buildings. Secondly, it helps update or fix existing services like schools and hospitals. Finally, taxes pay the salaries of government workers like firefighters and police officers. So, taxes improve the community and keep it safe. Now, in this paragraph, there are 3 key ideas, or points, and each one is backed up by a reason. That's how this kind of argument works. And if you look closely, the word because or therefore can often help you spot what's a reason and what's a conclusion. There are a few important things to notice here. 1. The reasons you give are basically your evidence. You're using what you know from your experience or knowledge of the world to back up your point. And the points you're making are your conclusions, your personal view about what that evidence shows. If your reasons aren't clear or they don't make sense, then your whole argument will fall apart. And if you don't give any reasons at all, then your ideas just won't be strong enough. 2. Your points should be broad, general ideas. The reasons, on the other hand, should be more specific. They give detail and evidence to support what you're saying. You don't always have to say, for example, but the idea is still the same. Show why your point makes sense. 3. Finally, look at how I avoided repeating the word taxes over and over. Instead, I used different ways to refer back to it, like money raised or these funds. This is called referencing, and it's one reason why having a strong vocabulary helps your writing sound smoother and more natural.